probably going to be about 30 crank.
Alright, what do you want?
Hey, I'm gonna send you an invoice on Scooter Swap Shop.
For what?
I'll give you store credit.
This is Paul, could you go get to work? Paul, he's over here feeling the cases up. We're gonna lace this package. I had this brilliant idea. Alright. Alright. What's your first impression? She's hot. She's hot. She's warm. This is the not so fun part. Not quite. Gotta get this one hotter. Okay, gotta get a little warmer. Well, I've already tried put it in a couple times and it's too hot, so now I gotta let them cool down. They were in the freezer, but so all we have left to do on this, this is Paul, could you go get to work? Paul, he's over here feeling the cases up.
Give me like 2 minutes, Paul.
2 minutes, Paul.
So this is a 100cc twin.
Yeah, so it's 249cc Melosi MHR team cylinders. And then we have stage 6 carbon reeds. The Plini 360s seem to be the perfect for this. This is not a drag setup. This guy wants to actually street this bike. Running on pump fuel, which is really cool. The ignition, he's got no charging system at all, no lights. So it's just, he's gonna have to do something custom for lights. Got your 2 pickups here. 2 Plini CP21s, which will be really nice throttle response, probably pretty good on fuel. But again, this isn't a drag bike, it's not a race bike, it's just something he can ride on and have fun. It sounds really cool. I'm excited for this one because in theory, this should be in the realm of about 30 crank. So 22 to 25 wheel horse, which is gonna be a ton of fun. And it's gonna rev the moon. This motor will probably see 15,000 RPM, something like that, 15, 16. Top performance gears going in, all new bearings and transmission. Press this bushing in here. These 2 guys just heated them up and dropped these 2 OEM bushings in as well. We've got the Plini Evo gearbox cover here, which is pretty sweet. So you've got your new bearings and roller bearings there. Really, really nice piece. And then we've got the matching transmission cover that's going to go here as well. So what he paid for was, this was a long process because what took the most amount of time is actually all the OEM bearings and seals. All the bearings took forever to get, and then finding the right gear set for him as well. Yeah, I think we've got stage 6 clutch going in as well. So down here we've got the rest of stage 6 overrange. We've got the Melosi gears, Plini Evo bell. That's all the stage 6 overrange that's going to go in. Stage 6 adjustable clutch. We're going to pop some red springs in there with some weights. And then we've got the stage 6 rear pulley, which is super slick too. Really nice, super nice oversized torque driver in the back. It's contra spring. We're not going to be able to like dial this bike in exactly per se because it's going to be shipped up to Canada. The guy owns a race shop and a few other things, so I think he has a lot of people to help out. But should be done with it tomorrow, probably. Have it all packed up, ready to go, and then off to Canada it goes. Chill, Paul! Oh my god. Alright, that dude can never ride one of my bikes again, because he... Oh, that was interesting. You guys witnessed it. I told Paul to chill out, and he was just doing like 90 miles an hour by the shop on a bike with lean pilots and old fuel. This could be really bad when he comes back. This is bad. You guys hear it? Probably just ran out of gas. What's your first impression?
It's kind of crazy.
What?
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It was flies off. How would you compare it to the Galera?
Well, I didn't get on it as much, but I don't know. I got on it right there a little bit. That was like 3/4
Do you
throttle.
think there's any bike you've ridden or been around that would beat this?
It's pretty, yeah.
What?
Not really.
Do you want to build one now? No. You almost ate it right there.
No, I didn't.
I saw it. It looked like the wheel came off the ground.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know. Wasn't wide. Wasn't quite wide open.
It's comfortable though, right?
Pretty, once you feel it grab, it just kind of goes.
Goes.
Yeah, once a needle and once it gets off the pilot.
Yes.
It's still jetted for Barber
Yes, yeah. Which
So
is
it's
way off.
from a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago.
Literally a year ago.
I think this gas is from Barber too. Yeah.
Still runs decent.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast that's going.
I don't know, dude. You had
radar
to
gun.
85 probably, right past here.
Not
All right,
bad.
let's wheel it in. Do you feel satisfied now?
Yeah. The brakes are way sketchier. I almost ate it down there.
I saw you. Yeah, we all saw you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I grabbed this and I grabbed this to slow down.
Let's not talk about this.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna die right when you passed me. You got it like 85. All I saw was just dust.
Oh yeah. I looked back as I was turning around and it's just all smoke.
Yeah.
Exact same thing you were just gonna do.
I understand that, but Brandon's never gonna pay me.
What do you mean? Brandon pays you all the time.
What do you mean? I bought Brandon a
That's all
soda
Brandon
yesterday
does.
and never paid for it.
Well, then make him pay you for it.
I'm gonna write him an invoice.
Alright, what do you want?
Hey, I'm gonna send you an invoice on Scooter Swap Shop.
For what?
I'll give you store credit.
For what?
For the
Wait, what?
yeah, for the soda. Okay, Patrick's using his phone. Patrick's paying for lunch. Paul's paying for my portion of it. Then I'm gonna send Paul an invoice.
For store credit.
For
Oh, you
store
can
credit.
take it off of the parts that he owes you.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I have cash in my pocket for that.
No, isn't it the cash you put in the freezer?
No, not that. It's not cold hard cash. Cold hard cash, 10% off.
Wait, so the cat, if it's in there, it's cheaper?
Yes.
So does that mean we have parts for cheaper?
That means it's worth more when it's cold and hard.
Oh. Damn. Good thing I put a refrigerator in upstairs. I'm gonna put all my
So who
cash
do I
in.
pay, or who's paying me?
You're paying him.
No,
And then Paul's
I'm paying
me.
I'm paying Pat and Brandon's paying Pat. That's fine.
What?
Yeah. So Pat's paying for
But that
this.
doesn't make any sense because we're gonna use Brandon's, then I was gonna pay you, and then you're gonna pay Brandon cash.
He's trying
And then
to
I was just
swindle
like,
you.
I'll just take the cash instead, and then I'll take the rewards on my app. So,
Wait, why does the app come into play?
because that's how we order.
So
it.
if Patrick's gaining percentage, then we should actually pay a little bit less since he's gonna get the
You're
free
right.
reward.
The reward was for free delivery.
Oh.
Okay. Can you order, please?
All right, guys, I'm gonna go over the 100cc twin. This is for a customer up in Canada. He purchased an RC1 and then he wanted to go a little bit crazier. What's cool about this motor is it's going to rev really, really high. It's going to be really reliable. It's going to be relatively low strain on these cranks because these cranks can handle, I believe, 27 or 28 horsepower per crank. And right now they're going to be probably in the realm of 14 to 15 horsepower each. So relatively low wear and tear on the crank. These 50cc cylinders really scream. Should sound good, have crazy good throttle response, and be somewhat economical. And I think the setup is pretty cool because it's different. Everybody's typically goes for like the highest horsepower, highest CC, and this customer kind of went a little bit less than that. This kind of is going to be very similar power to my 140. It's going to be less, of course, because it's less CC, but what's cool about it is it's going to be very streetable, where the 200s are just going to flip you over and kill you. So as you've seen, we have basically three kind of general sizes: 100, and that's 50/50. So 100cc, 140, and 200 or 204 are kind of the most common. And so we built them all. So most commonly, like my 200, they're going to use RC1 cases, Malossi cases. This customer opted to use OEM Euro Yamaha Minarelli cases, which is what you'd find on like a 99 Aprilia SR50 or like a Malaguti F12 and a lot of Euro bikes. And when I say Euro bikes, that means it's a factory cooled rear disc brake case. So these are two brand new OEM cases, and then we've got the billet, Ninteno's billet center section here. And this is the center section, obviously, that has a carrier that houses the two individual cranks. A lot of misconceptions. We get a lot of calls saying, hey, can I send you my stock cases and buy two cranks and put them in and make a twin? You can't. When you do this, you need to buy at bare minimum this center section and the cranks and the carrier all together at the same time, because you can't install what you have and make it work, because in theory, think about each crank is, you know, a foot wide, right? So obviously it's not going to work. They use their cranks and they special machine them in the center and join them together properly, rotated 180 out from each other. All these parts are very specific. You can't do this on OEM cases, OEM air-cooled cases. You can't do this on jog cases. If you're going to do a twin, you need to find out what center section you're going to use first, and then choose your cases to work with that center section. But yeah, this is totally brand new. Every nut and bolt, every piece is brand new on this engine. So you don't have a charging system here, and you've got your two pickups. This is just strictly system just to run the spark and whatnot. And then Cateno Miano gives you your basically your two separate ignition units, and they're plug and play. They're really simple, and they're just going to use basically a ground to shut them off. So you don't need a battery to run these, which is really cool. And I've got the same setup on my 200, same setup on my 140. My 140 I purchased used, and they still have no problems. So they've taken a beating. I've put a lot of miles on them and no issues. And then they give you really nice coils as well. And again, it's already kind of plug and play. Mount these wherever on the bike. This setup, like I said, we chose to go with the Malossi, the two Malossi cylinders, and they're welded here together, kind of down here on the bottom. I'll show you. They're welded together right there, the cooling jacket. So as I said earlier, you can't just bolt these on because obviously you're going to run into problems with your cooling. So these are welded together. When you pull these cylinders off, when you put them on, we had to do it all at the same time. A little bit trickier, not the end of the world, but it definitely adds an extra challenge because you're going to pull these cylinders off and everything off at the same time. And the CVT, as you've seen in some of the videos we've done, we went with the full Stage 6 overrange, the Polini Big Evo CVT cover, which has a support bearing, which is really cool, and Stage 6 clutch and Polini Evo clutch belt. So this transmission's all new. We've got aftermarket primary and secondary gears in here, all the bearings in the transmission. So everything is brand new in the transmission as well. So the customer is going to get this bike, and he's going to need a bolt-on, a Euro Minarelli caliper, hub, and disc rotor, and that's going to give him this whole braking system and obviously run his brake lines up to the bike. He's going to need to run his coolant lines. These two will tee together and go up to the bike. Got the cooling outlet right here, so it's going to come in together and out the top. We chose V-Force reeds, Polini 360-degree manifolds, just so he can rotate them whichever way he wants, and two Polini CPs. Well, with the smaller carburetors, because they fit a little bit better on the bike, you get a little bit more room, and they're crazy responsive and they're really reliable. Went ahead and put new bearings in here too, two OEM bearings, because when you get the OEM cases, obviously they're totally bare, so your bushings and shims and all that stuff. So we had to sweat these in. These guys here, sweat the one in the back as well. But anyways, I figured this would be good to kind of show you guys what's involved with these motors. I will say that, and I know we've talked about it before, the motors, whether it's a 100 or 140 or 200, they range from about $6,500 to about $9,000 assembled. And yeah, that's a lot of money, but you have to remember just the center billet section and the cranks by themselves, I believe is $3,500 for that section. But you're getting 2 cranks, a solid block of billet bearings, and there's a lot of engineering that goes into it. Cylinders aren't cheap, you know, good quality cylinders are $400 to $600 a pop. What's really cool about this is you can literally unbolt these cylinders, put on 47mm cylinders, and pick up another 15 horsepower just by bolting them on and then tuning the carburetor. So he has a lot of room to improve. Pretty cool doing these. I think this is our 1, 2, 3, 4th twin that we've worked on and assembled. It's a lot of work. I will say each one is probably a solid day and a half in communication, getting all the parts, and then a solid week of labor assembling it, pressure checking everything, because this is not a motor that you won't have any problems with. But yeah, if you guys are interested, hit us up. But now you kind of have an idea of what the price consists of. And my 140 uses OEM Piaggio cases, which is a bottom mount. This 100 uses OEM top mount Euro cases, and then the 200 uses the RC1 cases. So there are a few different variants. With these bikes, but they're all kind of the same in the general theory of how these things go together. But we're gonna pack this thing up. Thank you, if you're watching, for letting us put this engine together for you. I'm gonna pack it all up, make sure it's all solid and legit and sealed up and whatnot, and get this thing out the door to Canada. If you guys got any more questions, post down below. Yeah, these motors typically will bolt into any top mount bike, top mount 2-strokes, Zumas, Jogs, Vinos, Minerelli clone type of bikes, genuine roughhouses. So there's going to be some modifications, but that's what these are kind of made for. The other style, bottom mount Piaggio, is going to be for your Piaggio bike. But lots of options. If you guys want to do it, let us know. We're building this winter. But now you kind of have some general information on how these things work. Ready to go. Kind of go over how we pack it, what the process is. So anytime somebody buys a motor, we want to do our best to make sure your stuff shows up in good shape and you kind of know what's going on. We take the whole engine and we wrap the whole entire thing with this fancy green stuff. Spark plugs are in the motor, carbs are on, but we want to make sure it's all sealed up and all packed up so nothing gets into the motor itself. And then we've got there's 2 CDIs in here, and we've got them separated inside so they're not banging against each other. And then coils, 2 coils as well. And what's nice about labeling all this stuff is when he calls and says, hey, what's this or what's that? If they have questions, I can say, refer to this package or this package so he can see what's going on. We've got his, and always when you get motors, if we give you a reed cage or an intake and it comes with stuffers or it comes with 2 different types of reeds, you get all that stuff as well. So it's got some reed stuffers here. We've got two filters with clamps in this box, and obviously we're just trying to wrap everything up to make sure it doesn't, this is going to Canada, so we want to make sure it shows up good. He's got a spare part, so this is like all of his clutch springs, rollers, some spare Allens. Like I said, we gave him 2 NGK plugs, but they provided us with champions, so we're just going to send them because if it's part of your motor, you're going to get it all. We individually wrap everything just because if you wrap things together, they're going to shift and move. So here's both of his silencers all wrapped up. Nothing can get in either one of the ends. And then both of his pipes can be wrapped up as well. Next step with this, and it does take some time, it's probably a solid, I don't know, about 2 hours to go through and wrap everything up and pack it well. Also, with every motor, when you guys get it, whether it's a twin or RC1, we're going to give you your documentation and stickers and whatnot, of course, in a bag. And then we also do a little checklist here. This tells you the specs on the engine, the first start, and then just at the bottom just says, hey, don't hesitate to call and ask if you have questions. But when we build an engine out, we give you the specs on what it is, because not everybody is really familiar with every single part. The RC1s are pretty standard, but when you do a motor like this, it tells you what to check, how much oil to put in, and those basic things to make sure that when you get it, you also go over it and make sure everything is good. So yeah, now I get the fun to wrap this thing all up, and then what we do is a bunch of cardboard in here in the box, and then bunch of paper, bunch of cardboard, kind of folding cardboard, getting everything compact so it's not moving around. Once we get everything in the box, all the documentation and everything separated with a layer of cardboard, then we take the same green stuff here, and we go all the way around the bin one way, all the way around the bin the other, and then tape over the top of it. And when you put the green visqueen on these bins, they're required to hand move it back and forth, so it's not going to get drop kicked down a package chute or whatever. Had pretty good luck with these bins as well, but again, it's just making sure everything inside's packed really well. I've seen lids broken on bins and stuff, so we're just trying to keep the motor protected, make sure nothing gets in it. I mean, no nicks, no dings, everything's separated with cardboard. But yeah, this one's been a fun project, so thank you if you're watching. This guy's going to Canada, and let us know if you have any questions. Get this thing all packed up.
You don't know how to lace? Do you know how to lace your shoes?
What are we doing here, Paul? Brandon.
Okay, we're gonna lace this package. I had this brilliant idea. Let go. Drop it. I had a brilliant idea to lace the package. Because I feel like, and then we'll throw some, maybe throw some zip ties on it too. Maybe one or two, just in case. Here at Scooter Swap Shop, we strive for the ultimate user experience. Make sure the packages show up safe. So we've got super fancy rope here.
What brand is this? Brand in?
It's Melosi.
Fisherman's Habit. This is
oh no, this is Polini rope. The blue and the white.
It is, yeah, it's 300 pounds. Come on, Paul. Let's lace it.
Yeah, you gotta move faster, bro.
You know what? So these people don't know. I used to build swimming pools, like in-ground, big gangster concrete ones. How much rope are you taking?
You said pull it.
How much is on the ground? Is there a lot? So I got some rope tricks up my sleeve.
You got ropes up your sleeve.
Well, you need to get that all the way around first.
I'm lacing it through.
It's a little sloppy to me.
No. Just wait. This is taking a long time. I didn't think it was gonna take this long.
No, we wouldn't have to do this if we put all the pieces in the piece box first.
It's true. I think I broke my back. I'm sitting in that same position welding for 7 hours.
Honestly, I would love to be doing what you're doing. Not necessarily an everyday thing, but every once in a while.
I enjoy it, just sitting in the same position forever. Like my back is jacked right now, and I'm old, so it doesn't count. Okay, so we've got some severe waste here, but
it's not waste. We'll go back through again.
Let's see here. Hopefully this works.
That ain't
better snips here. This rope is so strong.
No.
Always cut towards your friend. Why don't you guys?
Sweet knife you got there, Paul.
Yeah, it is.
Where'd you get it?
Pat gave it to me.
Oh.
He's a good guy.
You call it Camry, and it's not a good idea.
It has nothing to do with my car.
What?
Let's melt the tote together.
No.
That's actually. That is actually. Sorry, dude. This is the most expensive tote installation ever because we've got 3 people here.
What's in here, Paul?
A motor.
What motor? Obviously.
It's actually not a motor, it's an engine.
Just a Honda Spree.
Lying. It's a twin cylinder, 100cc.
No, it's 100 2 Spree cylinders next to each other.
Paul's doing jokes. Okay, you ready? This is when the beat drops here. Don't back off. Oh, what? How you like me now? That's how it's done. You just go back through here.
It's pretty loose.
What are you talking about loose? That's not loose. Is it?
I think we should.
I don't know. This method I thought was going to be a little cooler. I will say, this is more than any other shop would probably ever do. Oh yeah, here we go. Ooh yeah, we're going to do so many knots on this box. This guy's going to, you know what's going to happen? UPS is probably going to tangle himself in the box in the process.
Don't say that. The UPS guy watches our videos.
He does?
Does he?
Wide open throttle, bro. Wide open throttle. Grapple. So you wrap it in the green stuff because then they have to hand carry it rather than hand truck.
Give us a little stick. A very specific shot. Okay, put it like right here. Stick it like right here.